So now it's time to start bringing in the singers' voices. Over here, the first singer has turned in her work and she emailed it as a movie. So I'm going to drag it over here from my bucket. Then we can close this out. You see it here. She's just filmed a piece of black paper or had her screen not open when she was filming it on her cell phone, but she recorded her voice. Since we're not interested in the visual, we want to get rid of that and just capture the audio. So if you click it to select it, but do it while holding down the control key, click it again, you'll get this menu of options. You can come down to detach audio. It'll split it into two parts, the audio from her video and then the visual. We do want to keep the audio, so select it and drag it over here with the slides, doesn't matter where. That way you can click on this unnecessary visual, select it and highlight it, and then just click delete to get rid of it. The next thing you want to do is to be able to listen to her part without the backtrack bothering you. So I've selected it and I'm going to come up here to the volume and make the volume be nothing on the music, just so that I can focus on her. I'm going to go ahead and move the scrubber over here and I'm going to listen to one or two of them. Alright, so that's kind of low. We're going to go ahead and select it and do what we did before. We select the volume icon. Do you see it? I'm toggling through it. Once it's on the side you see auto, and that'll kind of equalize this clip and get its loudness a little more even throughout. We're going to click like we did last time on the icon next to it with the little bars. We're going to click on reduce any background noise, and we're going to change from flat, which is how it came in at, to voice enhance, to enhance the voice. And now we can give it another listen. She had emailed that she was going to take it in chunks because she had difficulty with the verse. What you can do is listen throughout and pick the best ones. For the purpose of this exercise, I'm just going to choose the ones up in front. So in these front parts, she has sung the beginning part of her verse, and in the last parts here in the back, she sung the back part of her verse. I've gone ahead and marked it with the letter M to put a dot at the one that I like for the beginning part of the verse, and then a dot over here for the end part of the verse. We need to trim this up. So I'm going to put the scrubber right here on the part that I've marked out, and it's selected her audio. I'm going to hold down the control key and click it again. And this time I'm going to choose split the clip. It divides the clip into two parts, so I can select this front part that's not needed and then just hit delete. So that took care of the front part, getting rid of all this stuff in front that wasn't needed. Here's another way to shrink your clip. This time, to get to the back part that I want, I've marked it with a blue dot. I'm just going to grab the end and bring it on in to where I've marked it. And then I will have just that part that I want. Her singing the first part of the verse and her singing the last part of the verse. And she's the first singer, so I'm going to bring her up close to the front. And I'm going to just listen to her words. Not the music just yet, just her words. Mother, beloved garden, living treasure underfoot. All our days you ground our being, safe and thistle, grass and root. Herbs to heal us, plants to feed us, land to till and tend and plow. With the pendant feet, as midnight north, we ask you be here now. Alright, so that's the full clip, but there's this big pause in the middle, we need to go ahead and get those closer together. And we also need to get it closer together, but fitting onto the music backtrack. So I've selected the music backtrack, and I'm going to go ahead and come up to the volume, and I'm going to have it at full volume again. All right, and let's listen to it and see if she's close to where she needs to be. I'm also going to go ahead and slide this viewer toggle over here so I can see a little more close up rather than from far away. I know that there's a click track on the music, so I need to eliminate that, and I also need to be listening for when the actual music starts. So we'll mark it. First we highlight it, get the scrubber to the start. I'm going to hit spacebar, and then I'm going to hit the letter M when the click track stops. That's about that spot right there. You can see the little bumps for the click, 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 and I'm at the right spot. I'm going to double check it. Okay, we've gotten it a little closer, but now we've got to take care of this big pause. We're going to go ahead and click it after it's been selected, but we're clicking it with the control key pressed down, so this extra menu options come up. We're going to say go ahead and split the clip, so it gets split into two parts. And this front one, rather than, I could go ahead and clip it again. Let's do it that way. Control key while you're clicking it with the mouse, it'll bring up this option and choose split clip. So now you have words, the big pause, and words. We can go ahead and make sure that middle pause is selected and hit delete to delete it. And then we can bring this in. What we're trying to do is listen and listen for it to place it in the right spot. That's going to take some jiggling up and down, so I'm going to pause the recording so I can get it in the right spot. Okay, so we've got the first singer, Mary, roughly in place. It's probably going to need a little bit more tweaking, but for the purpose of this lesson, I just wanted you to be able to hear it, that it got closer to where it needs to be. Alright, so now you have learned how to bring in one of the voices for the song and how to trim the clip in two ways. Split clip, or just move the ends and stretch it and shrink it. And you have learned how to mark up the track and mark up the voices so you can try to line them up so the singer is singing at the correct place. As the other singers turn in their work for this song, you're going to put them in order. First, the first person, Mary, the next person, Chip, then the next two singers, and then the last singer. And for each of these little clips, you're going to have to be doing the same thing, marking them up and lining them up with the backtrack. It involves a little bit of work, but this lets you have a choir singing together, even though they were recording apart for social distancing.